upon now by the other nations, they copy a lot of the scriptures. Like I went into last week, I think. Last week, I know Egypt's gods, but even going into the other gods, their story behind their gods is that they died and they resurrected 3 days after their death. That's Yahweh Shai. They just took that part of the Bible and put it up as their gods, only just to put confusion over the true Savior of the Bible, you know. But there's so much that was spoken about. In fact, I'm gonna read that too, man. That you just cannot deny that what's being read about is not gonna happen or has not been happening. This is Acts chapter 1, Acts chapter 1, verse 3. To whom also he shewed himself alive after his passion by many infallible proofs, being seen of them 40 days, and speaking of the things pertaining to the kingdom of Yahweh. See, Yahushua, and that's another thing, Yahushua wasn't here just for one day and then resurrected or ascended to the heavens. He was here for a long time. And y'all people don't even know that. But it said that by many infallible proofs. So in that time, he was doing things too. He wasn't just sitting there in Galilee, you know, just being like, well, I'm hungry, let's eat, let's party it up before I go back to Yahweh, before I go back to my Father. He was doing things still. I know there's records of the northern tribes that were there, that were already here in America, or in you know, like the southern regions of like South America and Mexico today, and in Hispaniola. There's records of them that that Yahweh Shai visited them, because they weren't here in Israel when Yahweh Shai was here. The 10 northern tribes weren't here yet, or they weren't here. They had been taken into captivity already, but they had already came to the other land, like it said in 2nd Ezra. But there's records of Yahweh Shai visiting them and expounding things to them and teaching them, and that's what they have a record of that. So, you know, there's many. That's why you got stories of false gods coming the same resurrections as Yahweh Shai did. But it's just proof to show that, hey, look, the scriptures remain true. It's being shown to remain true, and things are being shown to remain in according to ways that we've been speaking. But again, I'm going to read it again, Job 34 and 33. Should it be according to thy mind? He will recompense it whether thou refuse or whether thou choose. So what me, this brother, other brothers have been speaking about the coming destruction of America, whether you refuse to accept it or not, it's going to happen. Whether you refuse to take this pill down or not, it's going to happen. Destruction is coming, man. And there's not much more time, there's not much more speaking that we're going to be able to do out on the highways and byways until it really starts being pushed. Until you see martial law happening. First of all, you got it happening all over the earth already, man. People are already in martial law and people already are taking a chip. Oh, that's another thing. If you brothers watch this video, watch, there's a movie, The Fifth Wave. It's with, I don't remember her name, but she's the main character, but watch that movie, The Fifth Wave, because it talks about, or it shows a chip, all right, the RFID chip. It shows it a lot in that movie. The Fifth Wave, it was just put out on Redbox when it was a movie that they put in theaters, but watch it, man, because they show you that chip. They show the hell out of that chip in that movie. So, you know, those times are coming, which y'all people don't want to, which y'all people want to reject and not believe about the coming destruction, coming this full-on, head-on Esau ruling this place. All right, don't believe it, but y'all going to be the ones to take that chip. This is Revelations chapter 13, and this is why you're going to take it. Revelations 13 and 16. And he caused it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in the foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell except he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So that's why you're going to take the chip. That's why you're not going to believe what we're saying, because you're going to be lost. You're not going to know what to trust whenever the chip comes. The only reason is because you're not going to have that. You're not going to be rich in that faith that the men of the Lord were rich in, that they had from the beginning. To know, like, man, it's going to happen, but man, I'm going to look out for you. If you put your trust in me, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua is going to look out for you. You're going to put your trust in man because you didn't know that there was a power, that there's a power out there that really exists, that's actually watching out for people that are going to be in that predicament, that put their trust in him. and Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Let me get Acts real quick. This is Acts chapter 29. Then Peter, Acts 5:28, saying, did not we straightly command you that you should not teach in this name? And behold, you have filled Jerusalem with their doctrine, and intend to bring this man's blood upon us. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey Yahweh rather than men. So it's just self-explanatory, because you've forgotten that this power exists. You're going to be like, well, what do I trust in then? Well, I didn't know. You're gonna be using the excuse that you didn't know that the Most High still existed. That's really what's happening today, because all y'all people, man, don't even realize y'all all atheists. Y'all are without the Most High. That's all it means. So y'all don't know what to believe on. Okay, in that time, you're gonna take the chip. Esau's gonna kill you, and that's just gonna be the end of it. Revelations 14 and 9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So whether or not, man, whatever you do, man, if you don't trust in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, you don't take the chip, you're more than likely you're going to die. If you take the chip, you're going to die. If you don't take the chip, but you don't know Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, you're going to die. So why not try to get to know the Most High? You know, what do you got to lose? Well, your life. But to Israel, I'm saying, even though the 2/3 aren't going to listen to the elect, we know what time it is. We know who we got to put our trust in. The times are getting there, man, where it's going to get short and shorter. And it's going to be more evident, like, man, the next decision I make, because right now we're under grace still. We are under grace. And the Most High is being careful with the elect, and we have to be careful with him, because if you go out, man, that could be your last time that you ever make a decision. At any moment, any decision that you make could be your very last. That's why you got to treat it like that. Treat your life as if it's the last day, as if it's your last day, in a sense, like, know that the Most High can take you out at any time. So be right. Be in the right mindset. But yeah. So the camera was doing something weird. But yeah, man, if you take that chip, you're gonna die. And we already know why the majority of you people are gonna take it. Because you don't have faith. You didn't know who to trust upon. You didn't know that the fear of the Lord was the right thing to do. Let me get one for the brothers, for the Akion, man. This is Hebrews chapter 10, verse 32. Verse 33, partly which you were made a gazing stock both by reproaches and afflictions, and partly which you became companions of them that were so used. For you had compassion on me in my bonds, and took joyfully the spoiling of your goods, knowing in yourselves that you have in heaven a better and enduring substance. See, to the elect, man, this is what we got coming to us. If we endure to the end, we don't give it to the chip, we don't give it to these people, we don't give it to our own selves, our own lust. This is what we got. You have in heaven a better and an enduring substance. Cast not away therefore your confidence, which have great recompense and reward. For ye have need of patience, that after you have done the will of the Most High, you might receive the promise. For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come, and will not tarry. Now the just shall live by faith. But if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. So if you end up falling out in the truth, or you end up giving in to what Esau's bringing, Yahweh just going to strip away what he had for you. Because the scriptures tell you, man, that the Most High, he don't remember a man's righteousness after he's committed wickedness. It tells you that in Ezekiel. So don't cast your confidence away, man, because we're right there. How silly would you feel, man? How ashamed and embarrassed would you feel and be if you gave up right at the last minute? That's what we're looking at right now. We're in the last seconds of these things, in the last moments, where we're waiting on the return of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And yes, man, you're going to get heavy. We're going to get heavy. We're going to get to, the brother Yeshua made a video about it a couple of weeks ago, man, and it's been a spirit that's going around the brothers because it's natural. It's natural to become very heavy before the time of actual war. When you're about to go to war, like that's why even Most High would tell you, steady your heart, prepare yourself for what you're about to come into because you may lose your life. You're going into war, man. That's what we're about to go into, to war. In a war-like setting, in a war-like setting, man, you get a little nervous. It's natural. Yahushua got that way, did he not? Before he was about to be crucified, did he not pray to Yahweh to take away this cup? Man, Yahushua went through it, man. So the servant is not greater than the master, man. We're hundreds, maybe thousands of times weaker than Yahushua ever was. You know? So it's natural, brothers, to get weak. It's natural to get nervous, scared in the last moments because you want to make sure, man, you don't want to lose your life. I don't want to lose my life, man. I don't want to be killed in a horrible way. I don't want to be slaughtered. I don't want to be cut open with a knife and then the guy starts fucking with my insides and he's having his way with me. I don't want that, man. I want to live. So it's natural, man, like, to the Akim, if you get scared, that's why we have the brotherhood. To fight and endure, to comfort us, because you're not alone. And Lord will, man, I know some brothers are going to be alone that time, but Lord will, every brother might have a brother or meet up with a brother in that time. And y'all can fight the hell out of this place together, man. That's why, like, 2 is better than 1. That's why me and this brother are here together, and we fight. You know, we fight as strong as we can. We got our lives, we deal with our lives, and it is complicated. But man, we got a lot to look forward. We got a lot to look out for, man. We got to steady our hearts, establish our hearts. That's why I tell you in James, establish your hearts, man, because what's coming is going to be fearful. It's going to bring men to their knees. I ain't gonna lie, honestly, it may bring me to my knees. I may start crying. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna start crying because it's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna hope to the fullest that Lord will I make it. I'm gonna be praying for y'all brothers out there too, man, when that time comes, you know. Lord will I make it out. Lord will I make it out of this hell, man. Lord will this brother makes it out. Lord will y'all make it out. But it says again, cast not away therefore your confidence, which have great recompense of reward. For ye have need of patience. Patient with it. It's gonna be, your adrenaline is gonna be constantly on. Adrenaline can make a man pass out too, man. It can make a man also have a stroke, and you know, because it's just so great. It makes your heart rate increase. You can have a stroke from it. But you know, you're gonna need it in that time. You're gonna need all your strength. But Lord will, that strength of the Spirit is given to you. Lord will, you get those spiritual powers, man. Because hey, man, once you get those powers, man, god damn, that's what I'm looking forward to. That's what I want, because I mean I'm not. You know, you'll be able to sleep a little bit better knowing that you have a spiritual power. And let me tell you something real quick. The Most High is only giving spiritual power to men who aren't going to abuse it, who aren't going to abuse the power, who aren't going to be out there slaughtering people just to fucking feel like it because they know they can. They're going to be using it righteously. If a man tries to cause harm to him and say you got your family in that time, say you got your spoils with you or whatever. Say you got women that you want to take with you in the kingdom, but there's a man trying to commit evil towards you. That's when he's going to allow you to be like, all right, what? And you just shove them 1,000 miles away, you know. But that's how the powers are going to be used. They're not going to be used wickedly, just because you had a vendetta against some dude because, you know, whatever. So you're going to go find him and track him down. So you're going to go through a concentration camp and slaughter. I don't know, maybe brothers might do that too, though. They may go through a camp and just break them up, let the people escape from it, you know, whatever. But I guarantee you these spiritual powers are going to be used according to righteousness. That patience allows a man to really think about what he's going to go through and be like, don't act like this, don't act like that, act like this when the time comes if it needs to. You know, like, if you have a spiritual power, you're not just going to every man and be like in the book of Eli, that cat that came into the bar, and Denzel Washington was like, I don't want no trouble. But that man, he was abusing his power. Because he had been there for so long, you think he had a right above Denzel Washington. You know, but Denzel Washington had the spiritual power. He was being vexed and oppressed. This man was trying to cause him hurt. So he fucked that dude up. That's how it's going to be whenever these spiritual powers are given to us. You're going to think about a situation before you do it and be like, don't do it like this, do it like that. That's another thing, man. Y'all people, when the reason it's going to be chaotic the way it is going to be is because people are not going to be using wisdom. They're not going to be thinking in the right mind on how to act the right way. They're going to be acting animalistic. Us men, Lord willing, when they elect, we're going to still be applying wisdom out there. In fact, one of the most read scriptures of the Bible, I don't have it. My page is torn, but I can read it. I know it verbatim. It's Isaiah 33:6 that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that times, and strength of thy salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. That's what's going to keep us stable in that time. The fear of the Lord. Applying that wisdom that we've been given up until this time to know that what we're going through is really it. We're going to be using wisdom, knowledge, still using understanding. Understand that this has to happen, and we got to go through it to get to the kingdom. That we're going to go through it because we're going to still be trying. We're in the moments of trials right now, but we're going to be put into greater trials to see what our spirit can really be put up to, and it's going to have a reward to it, you know. But that's what we're waiting on. A time where we're all going to be put to the test. A time, like I read in Jeremiah, whose word's going to stand? Y'all think y'all going to stand in that great day? Y'all think y'all going to be able to stand in that time when everything's being turned upside down? I already tell you, man, a lot of y'all are going to buckle the second it happens, man. A lot of y'all, you're going to be, like the scriptures tell you, you're going to be hearing wailing and gnashing of teeth. You're going to be hearing wailing. In fact, let me get that one too, in the streets. Jeremiah chapter 9 verse you know what, let me get this one first. This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and 4. It says, and these are the words that the Lord spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands in his loins, on his loins, as a woman in travail? And all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. It's going to be majority of you people, man, other than the elect and the 1/3. No, the elect and the 1/3. Everybody else outside of that is going to buckle. They're going to act animalistic. They're going to be ravishing people, be killing, going crazy. You're going to be hearing. You think the movies of these gunshots going off in the movies all the time is natural? It's going to be a natural. It's going to be normal. It's going to be like a normal thing here in the streets of America. You're going to be walking down the street trying to maneuver, so hoping you don't get killed. You're going to be hearing gunshots all around the city. Just, may hear it behind you. Someone dead. People are going to be dying right in front of your face. How do you think you're going to act to that? Y'all people have never seen a death. People go crazy when the accident happens. You know, like I had one point in time right here down my street where I live. It was actually right here on the corner of my brother's mother's house. This car got into a bad accident, and they hit a pole, but they hit another car. Car blew up, but there were people I never seen, and I've been there for almost 2 years. People I ain't even seen that I didn't even know lived around me. But they were all just congregated right there, you know. There was one point in time I seen an accident at night. The person died, but there was hundreds of people. I was like, damn, you know. I ended up almost hitting the girl too, because she wouldn't get the fuck out the way, man. But you know, how do you think you're gonna react to that, man? When you see people dying, you see your kids being killed in front of you, you see kids being kidnapped because people are gonna start eating them. You got cannibalism to worry about too. That's another one I forgot. How do you think you're gonna act? You know. Jeremiah 9 and 19. For a voice of wailing is heard out of Zion. How are we spoiled? We are greatly confounded because we are forsaken the land. Because our dwellings have cast us out. Yet hear the word of the Lord, O you women, and let your ear receive the word of his mouth, and teach your daughters wailing, and everyone her neighbor lamentation. For death has come up into our windows, and has entered into our palaces, to cut off the children from without, and the young men from the streets. You know, it's gonna be like blood. It's gonna be like a blood show here, man. Death is coming to our window. It's gonna be you're gonna look out your window, hiding, and you're gonna see people dying in front of your face. You know, a lot's coming to America, man. What are you gonna do in that time? Who's what you gonna say? You really gonna, the way you act right now, you think you're gonna stand at that time? You think you got a leg to stand on? You think you're so proud and strong that you're gonna be able to withstand all these things that you see? You think you're gonna be able to stand the stench that you smell in America? All right, then we'll see. We'll see. We'll see who the Most High was really looking out for and who he wasn't. You know? But I'm gonna go ahead and end it with that. I want to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh Ba'al Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles that rule well by the Spirit of Yahweh Ba'al Shem Yahushai. And honors and blessings to you brothers out there sincerely in the truth. Death to America, death to 2/3 Negro Latinos that don't want to get right. And may Yahweh Ba'al Shem Yahushai's will be done and come speedily. Yahweh Ba'al Shem Yahushai Barakatah, Kwam Yasha'Allah, Shalom.